Hey everyone, before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new stories. The invite showed up 3 weeks ahead of my operation. Thick paper, fancy handwriting. Join us in honoring Dr. Emily Harper's residency placement in the Johns Hopkins Surgery Department. My big sister had landed a spot in one of the top surgical training programs nationwide, and our folks were hosting a bash at the house where we grew up to mark the occasion. That same week, I had my third big operation lined up in just 18 months. I kept looking at the date on the card, March 15th. My procedure was set for March 14th. I'd be in recovery while Emily's event was happening. If all went smoothly, if the growth coiled around my spine could come out without leaving me unable to walk forever. You're showing up, aren't you? Mom said over the phone. Emily made a point to ask if you'd make it. Mom, my operation is the day right before. Oh, her tone brushing it off. Emily, is there any way to push it back? This is her big day. She's put in so much effort for this that my third spine operation in 18 months was that I was 26 with neurofibromatosis type 2, inherited condition that makes growths form on nerves. The first one turned up when I began losing sound in my left ear. Then they spotted others on my spine, on nerves in my head, tiny ones dotted all through my nerve network like hidden bombs ready to go off. The latest growth was squeezing my spine at the T6 spot, leading to shaky legs and issues with bowel control. Without treatment, I'd lose the ability to move in a few months. But to my relatives, it was simply another episode in my health saga. I can't push it back, I replied softly. The growth is getting bigger. Dr. Elena Martinez insists we can't delay anymore. We'll do our best to stop by the gathering if possible. Emily's co-workers will be there. It would mean the world to her. Once she ended the call, I stayed in my place gazing at the card. Emily was 28, 2 years older than me. She'd always been the star kid. Top marks, ideal partner, flawless path in her job. When I got my NF2 diagnosis at 23, it messed up the family storyline. Emily was meant to be the thriving physician. What about me? The cheering little sister, the sidekick in her tale. But I turned into the troublesome, ill one. My phone lit up with a message from Emily. Mom mentioned you may skip my event due to yet another operation. Seriously? Can't you just shift it by a single day? I left it unanswered. No use trying to clarify that you don't delay spine pressure relief because the schedule doesn't line up. Emily had been in med school for 4 years. She ought to get this, but getting it would mean viewing me as an actual case instead of her over-the-top little sis. Dr. Elena Martinez led neurosurgery at Johns Hopkins Hospital, a top specialist in tough spine growth removals across the nation. She'd handled my cases twice already with great results. When the recent scan revealed a fresh growth at T6, she reached out herself to book the date. This one's challenging, she explained in our prep meeting. It's twisted around the nerve endings. We'll have to proceed with extra caution, but I believe we can extract it without lasting harm. Now, waiting in the prep zone on March 14th, I was working hard not to dwell on the term lasting. My parents had left me there at 6 in the morning. Mom hardly looked my way as she muttered best wishes, then hurried off to get ready for the festivities. Emily hadn't reached out by call or message. Claire Harper, a nurse called out. Dr. Martinez would like a word before we will you in. Dr. Martinez came in wearing her operating gear, her face earnest yet warm. How are you holding up? Anxious. That's expected. I wanted to review the steps once more. She brought up my scans on a device. The growth is right here, encircling the nerve group. We'll cut from T5 to T7, open up the spine, and gently separate the growth from the nerve material. You'll stay in the hospital 3 to 5 days, then limit activity for 6 weeks at home. And if issues arise, we've gone over the dangers. Blood loss, infection, loss of movement. But Claire, I've performed this operation countless times. You're young and strong in other ways. Your outlook is strong. She stopped. Is your family with you? They're getting things set for my sister's event tomorrow. Dr. Martinez's face shifted briefly. A flash of frustration, quickly hidden. Your sister Emily, the one placing in surgery. You know her? She's joining my team. I'm the director of the program. Dr. Martinez kept her tone even. She never brought up that her sister was undergoing major spine work this week. Of course she didn't. The anesthesia team member showed up, and Dr. Martinez gave my shoulder a gentle press. Catch you in the operating room. You'll be amazing. The operation lasted 6 hours. When I came to in the recovery space, Dr. Martinez was right there, still wearing her cap from the procedure. The growth is gone every bit. Your nerves seem fine. Can you move your toes a bit for me? I did. Both feet responded. Tears came from pure relief. You'll feel tender for a time, but you handled it perfectly. We'll watch you here for a couple days. She reviewed my records. Anyone planning to visit? Likely not. My sister's event is this evening. Dr. Martinez's mouth tensed, but she stayed quiet. The gathering must have been incredible. I learned this because Emily video called me from it at 9 p.m. while I lay in my hospital bed, hardly able to shift from the ache. Claire, check this out. She turned her phone to reveal a crowd in nice clothes. A sign saying, "Way to go, Dr. Emily Harper Johns Hopkins Surgery." Bubbly drinks all around. Isn't it fantastic? All the incoming residents are here. Even a few senior docs showed up. That's awesome. I got out, my throat rough from the tube. How did your appointment go today? She wondered, scarcely glancing at the screen. My appointment, Emily, I underwent major spine work. Yeah, but you're okay. Uh-huh. You always recover from these things. Things? Like they took off a spot instead of a growth twisted on my spine. I'm hurting a bunch right now. Well, use your pain relief. Hang on. Sarah's here. Gotta show her around. She's placing at Hopkins too. Emily wove through the guests, her phone jiggling, my image just a small box she'd overlooked. I caught her words, faint but sharp. That's my sister Claire. She's forever dealing with some health issue. Truth is, I bet she enjoys the focus. Simple matters, truly. Just a minor back fix. Not a big deal. My heart squeezed. Not from the operation, from something way deeper. Then another voice I knew. Sharp and firm. Simple matters. Minor back fix. Emily's face popped back on screen, suddenly ashen. In the background was Dr. Martinez, still in her hospital attire, having apparently dropped by the event. Dr. Martinez, I had no idea you'd come. Evidently, Dr. Martinez's words sliced precise. Your parents invited me. I aim to offer my personal congrats on your placement. She halted before I overheard you label your sister's spine growth removal as simple matters and just a minor back fix. The party's chatter quieted as folks picked up on the strain. I didn't intend. You're still connected on video with her, Emily. Your sister who I worked on for 6 hours today. Your sister with neurofibromatosis type 2 facing endless tough operations. Your sister in my operating room, this morning getting a growth taken from her spine. A growth that could have left her unable to move if ignored. The screen captured Emily's face locked in shock. Claire, Dr. Martinez said straight to me via the phone. I'm truly sorry. I'm heading over to see you now. Emily, I'd like a private word. The call cut off suddenly. Half an hour on, Dr. Martinez arrived in my room. How's the ache on a scale? Around a 7. She tweaked my meds, then took the seat by my bed. I have to share something, and no, this isn't on you. What went down tonight was totally out of line. What went down? After the call dropped, I had Emily come outside with me. I needed to figure out why she was minimizing your situation to her peers. Guess what she told me? I shook my head. She claimed, you've always overdone the health concerns, that you amp up signs for notice, that she figured your operations weren't a huge deal since you seemed normal in between. Dr. Martinez's face showed restrained anger. Claire, I have your full records. 3 spine operations, growths on both balanced nerves leading to hearing drop, several brain lining growths under watch. You're handling a tough ongoing issue needing care for life. And your sister, fresh out of med school placing in surgery, labeled it simple care. She's been this way forever, I murmured. That doesn't excuse it, especially for someone starting surgical training. Dr. Martinez rose. I talked to a few of Emily's peers from the event. Turns out, she's been saying for months you're overly worried about health, that the family puts up with your endless health stories. One incoming doc shared, Emily kidded that you likely searched symptoms online to get labeled. My cheeks heated with shame. I'm sharing this so you know what's been said when you're not around, and because tomorrow I'm sitting with the training program heads to talk about Emily's suitability for our team. What does that involve? It involves checking if someone showing such deep lack of compassion and medical sense should train as a surgeon at Johns Hopkins. The following day, Emily rang me 17 times. I picked up on the 18th. Claire, come on, you gotta back me up. Dr. Martinez claims I could lose my spot. This is crazy. I'm facing fallout for offhand remarks at a celebration. You labeled my spine growth basic while I was recovering. I didn't phrase it that way. I was, I guess, trying to lighten it so folks wouldn't get uneasy. Or perhaps you really think that. You've long figured I was blowing things up. That's not right. Fine, maybe at times I saw you as theatrical. But that shouldn't cost me my training. This is my job in my world, Emily. My actual body, my actual growths, my actual operations. But you're alright. You come through every time. I'm alright because I push to be heard, because I have docs who pay attention, not thanks to you. She began sobbing. Mom and Dad are livid. They insist I say sorry to you, to Dr. Martinez, to all. They claim I shamed the family. Did you share with them your words about me? Quiet. Did you admit calling me overly health-focused to your teammates? That you said my spine work was basic? Claire, please reach Dr. Martinez. Say it was a mix-up. It wasn't. You believed it. You've years making my sickness seem tiny so you could stand tall. You didn't want my hurt to be real because it pulled focus from you. I'm through acting. Fine. So you allow them to wreck my path. I'm not involved. You caused this. You revealed to all your shortage of heart and sense. What surgeon ridicules her own sister's spine work? I didn't consider exactly. You never saw me as a true case. Just a bother. Emily ended the call, then tried again. I ignored. 3 days on, I checked out of the hospital. Dr. Martinez stopped by. How are you? Improved. Ache is under control. Great. She settled in. We held a discussion on Emily. We chose to pull her placement. I stilled. You're cutting her training. Yes, we can't prepare a surgeon who handles cases without heart. She belittled your issue to others. That's not okay here. But that's her goal, and this stems from her actions. Dr. Martinez regarded me warmly. Claire, this isn't sibling rivalry. It's about those in care. Her comments could have led others to brush off true sickness. That ends lives. I nodded gradually. What next? She can try again next cycle, but she'll need to account for this and show growth. My relatives will point at me. They shouldn't. You didn't end her path. She did. After her exit, I sat quietly. Emily's ambition vanished. My kin would resent me for it, but I couldn't shoulder her harshness longer. I was finished staying silent for her glow. My phone pinged. Mom's message. How could you ruin this for your sister? You've wrecked her path. I powered down the phone. 6 weeks passed. I returned to Dr. Martinez's office. My cut had mended. The scan showed nothing. You're progressing well, she noted. Thanks for trusting me, for defending me. Dr. Martinez smiled gently. Claire, I've witnessed too many in care ignored by kin. It crushes them. Hearing Emily call your growth simple care, I realized she wasn't prepared to doctor. She's trying for other spots, less prominent ones. I hear I wish she's gained insight. My kin still won't talk to me. They fault me for her missing Hopkins. That's not yours to hold. You didn't take her training. She did. I nodded. I suddenly wept. It's tough dropping my kin over this. I get it. But often the best step is releasing those who won't accept your reality. Dr. Martinez passed a tissue. You have an involved health matter needing continued attention. You deserve folks who back that, not ones who scoff. She was spot on. In those 6 weeks, I'd begun forming a fresh circle, fellow NF2 folks from web communities, pals who truly followed up post-operation, a counselor expert in ongoing sickness, individuals who grasped my growths weren't show, my operations weren't for notice, my ache was an act. How's Emily faring? Dr. Martinez inquired cautiously. No clue. She hasn't reached out since Hopkins pulled her spot. Mom mentions therapy. That's positive. She has much to process. Do you figure she'll ever grasp her mistake? I wish. For her and her coming cases. But Claire, if she gets it or not, if she says sorry or not, if your kin pardons you or not, none alters your situation's truth. None lessens your operation's weight or your ache's validity. I walked out of that visit feeling freer than in ages. Emily's path had collapsed. My kin had shut me out. But for the initial time ever, I had a physician who battled for me, who spotted my sister's meanness and declared, not in my team. The director didn't chuckle at my label. She halted Emily's path over it. And that backing, that open recognition I was correct, my hurt was genuine, Emily's brush-off was wrong, meant more than any kin tie possibly could. My sister had scoffed at my label. Her director ensured she'd never scoff at another in care.